Looks like I'm live. I'm going to put on my mic. Surprise. It's Sunday for Fiber at 5. And I am not Christiana. I am Gail. And the theme today is first day of spring. Oh my goodness, hair. So, well, first day of spring, when you're getting ready for work as fast as you can, you don't blow dry your hair. You just put the stuff on and crunch it. So my hair's springy, a little wild. So what I'm wondering, everybody that's out there, thanks for joining me for Fiber at 5. I want to know what you guys love about spring. I want to know what makes you happy about spring. I've got some great products here about spring for our first day of spring. But I'm curious in the chat what people love about spring. Me? I love the crocus. I love the fact that it snows and is sunshiny and all in the same day. You know, both combinations. There's Nancy. Hi, Nancy. So good to see you. So yeah, the surprise is Christiana's not here today, but I am. Karen loves daffodils. I love daffodils too. They're so cheerful. They have that like smile on their face when they pop up. There's Iris. Oh my gosh, Iris. Good to see you on Facebook. And Cindy's watching. I only have the Facebook set up, so Instagram, sorry folks, I didn't hop over to Instagram. Just got what I did done. Let's see, what do I like about spring? Oh, I got married in the spring twice. Yeah, first one, kind of a test run. Second one, holding on good. So springtime weddings are beautiful. So tonight we're going to talk about a lot of spring yarns, and I've got some samples and some pattern suggestions, some in-progress projects. So let's start. The first thing we're going to talk about tonight is, I love the azaleas blooming. Oh wow. Now where do you live that you have azaleas? Because I don't think we have azaleas blooming here in Colorado. I might have missed them. Flowers blooming and stuff. Yes. Hello everybody. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to show you the Lra Organic Cotton. So the Lra Organic Cotton, she's in Louisiana. This is a lovely organic, eco-organic cotton. It's a sport weight yarn, and we have lots of great colors to choose from. I've set this up strategically so that I can show you guys the colors and read them to you so you know. So from the bottom, the first color, the white one is Magnolia. The second one is Lily. The third one, this color is Rose. This color here is Atlantis, and this color is Marigold. So how are we using the eco-organic cotton? Lots of ways. First of all, we have this lovely kit with the Atlantis colorway. This is called the Paula Top Kit in colorway Atlantis. And look, right here, we have the Atlantis top, all knit up by my friend Claudia. Looks great, really cute in the back. 4 skeins of eco-organic cotton. So Mary Ann is watching the chat. If you have any questions, put those in the chat and we can answer those, or we'll do our best to answer them. What else can you do with eco-organic cotton? Well, check out this baby blanket. Isn't this pretty? You know, baby blankets that are textured, I think, make for a happy baby. This has lots of textured knit and purl stitches, and the pattern it creates is a chevron. So, very cute. This is the Serafina baby blanket out of the Lra Organic Cotton, and it takes 4 skeins, and we get to thank Eileen Perschetti for making this for us for a shop sample. Our sample knitters are a godsend to our shop. And then the last thing I want to show you is a crocheted kit that we have. This is a tank and a top combined. We don't have a sample, but we do have the kit. This is called the Willow Sweater and Tank Top Kit. This is 4 balls of eco-organic cotton, and that's what you get, is enough to make this tank kit, and your kit includes the pattern. Sorry about the glare there, folks. Mary Ann, would you be able to come over and tip this so that we're not looking mostly at the ceiling? Okay, so any questions about eco-organic cotton, put them in the chat. And I'm going to switch over to another yarn, which I have personally used and I really love. and that is Chai. This is a Barocco yarn. It's a 50-gram ball. It's a blend of linen and silk, 56% linen and 44% silk. 56 and 44, that makes 100. So the Chai, the colors we have in stock right now don't have names on them. I'm going to make that suggestion to Barocco to put the names on here, but this is a nice basil-y color. The color number is 8641. This is a nice denim color. This is 8626. This is kind of a, I don't know, black, smoky color, charcoal color. Actually, it looks like charcoal that's getting started on the grill without the red. This is 8647. This color, the kind of tan, is 8603. And then this color, 8642, is kind of the orange. So those are the colors of Chai that we have here in the store. So what can you do with Chai? Well, this is a lovely knit shawl that has a nice textured edge here. Garter stitch. Who doesn't love garter stitch? At least I love garter stitch. Probably super easy to wear because it's that style that we all love, where you can just wrap it around your neck, or you can throw it over your shoulders like this, over a nice spaghetti string top, and away you go. This pattern is called Iris, and it takes 5 balls of the Chai. So the Chai...
So Iris, you need to make this shawl.
She does need to make this shawl. What do you think, Iris? Is this your kind of shawl? What other kind of things do people have in the chat about what they love about spring? I'm still looking for those things. So then the other thing you can make with Chai, there's lots you can make with Chai. This is called Bonnie, and this is a sweater that I made last year using the Chai. This is made with 7 balls. I made the size 42, and to tell you the truth, it's a little bit loose. I know I got gauge, but it fits me a little bit big. But if you're curious about this, it's got a really nice lace yoke pattern. Let me think, was it knit from the bottom up or the top down? I don't remember. I can see by my stitches it was knit from the bottom up. I do remember doing some lace surgery making this, but I did get this bound off, as you can see. I finished the project. So this is Chai.
Nancy says she's working on the Chai Shawl right now.
Oh, Nancy, how do you love it? How do you love it? I'm curious what you think about the shawl. Yeah, I don't know exactly the construction of this, but I'm guessing that it's made from the bottom up, just looking at the way the stitches are being formed. I could be totally wrong. All right, so that is Chai.
And Iris agrees she needs to make it.
Good for you, Iris. All right, next up. Okay, so one of the great things about owning a yarn store is that you get to decide what kind of projects you're going to work on for store samples. And so I've made the decision that I'm going to focus on projects that I can display at the store with our yarn and wear someday, should I choose, or gift. And so this is Azalea, which is on my needles right now. I'm using Feliz, F-E-L-I-Z, by Manos del Uruguay. And, I meant to go get my spring. I think this is cute, but I want something a little more sophisticated. This is a style we used to carry. These are called skein coats. We have a new collection of skein coats that I meant to add to the fiber at 4. They're so springy and adorable you wouldn't believe. But I'm using a skein coat, and I'm using a yarn buddy made by my buddy George up in Mount Horeb, because I'm alternating skeins. This is a hand-dyed yarn from Manos, and so because I don't want a line right across my bust, I'm going to alternate. And I did a modification of this pattern in that I am doing a purl stitch on each side. So I'm alternating at the purl stitch, and it's going great. It's going great. So I'm making Azalea out of Feliz. Feliz is a sport yarn. It's 70% merino superwash, 30% modal, and these are the colors that we have. This color is called Meadow. Nice and kind of southwesty vibe to it. This color is called Soul. This is kind of a blue-gray color, more blue than gray, very soft. This one is a really cheerful color. This is called, you probably already guessed this, Buttercup. This one is another bright, cheerful color called Sunset. Ooh, it wants to be opened up. I think we should oblige it. So here is Sunset. And this was the color that we saw with the rep, and she's like, wouldn't this look pretty woven? And I'm like, yeah, that would look so cool woven, because it would have a nice hand and it would look great just as a simple even weave rigid heddle scarf. So that's why we got it. So that'll be after I get my knitting done, I can weave this scarf. And then the last color that I didn't touch on yet that we have in the store is Sweet Pea. Okay, so what is modal? Oh my gosh, I've heard about that. I looked it up. It's a semi-synthetic fiber made of beech tree pulp, which is a form of rayon, and it's another plant-based textile. So the blend on this is 70% merino, 30% modal. It's 350 yards per 100 gram, and it's got great hand. It feels good. So if you come in while I'm in progress working on, I bring this to work. We all bring stuff to work, and we never have time to knit. At least I don't. I don't think most of us do. But one day this will be in the store. I'm making good progress, and you can try it on yourself. All right, next. Mary Ann popped in. Okay, so spring. I meant to tag this. Aren't these pretty? Spring sheep. Yep. Rainbow sheep, these are called. This is spring sheep, and this is, this is funny, life happens, wine helps. So what I was thinking was I should treat myself to a little more upscale skein coat than the Easter Bunny. Although this is cute, don't get me wrong. Life happens, wine helps.
The Easter Bunny's good for this time.
Yeah, for now it'll work, but I was hoping to get something a little more modern. Any comments, questions, or thoughts? Put those in the chat. Mary Ann's watching. She's supporting me. She's awesome. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is Marmel. So behind me, crash, burn, bang, I have the Serenity Shawl. This is something that Mary Ann, does she? Yeah. Me too. This is something that Mary Ann knit. Mary Ann, do you want to talk about this shawl? I'm putting you on the spot. While she's coming over, I'll show you the different kind of colors we have in Marmel. Top of the pile here is Ocean Jasper. Next up, Iris Agate. Next up, Mystic Topaz. Next up, Lattice Sunstone. And right after that is Mystic Quartz. So we've got quartz, topaz, agate. Do you see a theme here? Jasper, these are all stones for the Marmel. So Mary Ann's going to talk to you a little bit about the construction of this shawl and also about the yarn and how it's used with the long color changing effect.
So this shawl is starts at the bottom and it's just cast on 3. Oh, yeah. There we go. Attached. There we go. This shawl is just start at the bottom, cast on 3 stitches or however many it is, and it uses 3 different colors, and then you slip stitch. It's sort of like the slip stitch, like your slip is showing shawl, and depending upon how those colors work out, so in this right in here, the background is that dark blue, and then the foreground is the other ball of yarn, and you get some nice variations in colors with this. It is like in this section here, where they're all light colors. It's a little tricky to keep track of which is the main color, which is the contrast. But you can see here where the navy blue comes in. Either it comes in up front or as the background color, and it really makes for a pretty fabric, and just a lovely fiber, just that lovely cotton Marmel fiber. Great for summer, beautiful construction, beautiful colors.
All right, thank you, Mary Ann. So remember, put your questions in the chat. We'll be sure and field your questions. I wasn't going to do this next, but I'm going to skip over because I'm going to take this off. This is Zoe that I'm wearing. So Zoe, or Zooey, honestly, I don't know which one it's called. We've had this yarn in the store previously, used it for 2 or 3 years, and then let it go because we have to cycle out yarns, and we've brought it back this spring. So Zooey, I'm going to go with Zooey, is a Juniper moon yarn. It's a blend of linen and cotton, 60% cotton, 40% linen, and it is a DK weight. So colors, just to give you some idea, this is called Greyhound. This is called Sage. This is called Rose. This one that reminds me of I'm going on a cruise is called Twilight Blue. Wouldn't that be fun to be going on a cruise, guys? Well, yeah, I think it would be. I'm excited when I leave the zip code. So Twilight Blue, and then the bottom one, it's kind of a burnt orange. It's called Red Velvet. Okay, we've got like 9, 10 colors of Zooey in the store right now. Then if you look at this stack, we've got Harvest Gold, which one of our wonderful customers, Judith Mangus, came into the store today, and she got Harvest Gold and paired it with Red Velvet, the one on the bottom here, and she's going to make a shawl that's designed by Knitterella. It's called Surf and Turf. Maybe you can find that and put that in the chat, Mary Ann. It's a 2-color shawl that's got garter stitch on one side. It's a triangle. And then it's got like a feather and fan pattern on the other side. I'm like, I want to make that. That's what happens. People come in and they tell us what they're making, and we're like, I want to make that. I want to make that. You guys are, it's hard for us to not cast on everything you tell us about. So colors. So I started at the bottom, Harvest Gold. The next one up is called Anise, like licorice. The next one up is White Pepper. And the next one up that looks a lot like basil is called Bay Leaf. And at the very top we have Stardust. So these are the colors of Zooey that we have. So what can you do with Zooey? So this is a crocheted top sweater. That is made with Zooey, and you can see that it's got a nice, I think it's a filet crochet. I'm not an expert in crochet, but this is a filet crochet pattern, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I likely am. And this pattern is called Selena Jacket. So that's one thing you can do with Zooey. Another thing you can do with Zooey, oh my gosh, this is so cute. This top, this is part of our trunk show. And now that I'm standing here thinking, there's part of the trunk show up front that I plan to bring back, but see, we'll have that for another live. This is called the Marina top. And I don't know if you can see, but do you see the beautiful daisy stitches or flower stitches that are part of this pattern? I'll put something underneath it. So you could wear this with a really cute tank top underneath, a color that would contrast and make that pop. It's just adorable. I'm tempted to make this. I think it's cute. What do you guys think? I can't see that far out, but this is the Marina top made out of Zooey. The other thing you can do with Zooey, and this is a pattern that our friend Kate made, Kate Shumi. This is called the Botanical Cowl. This is a cowl with a textured stitch, lace patterning. Works great. Just add a little something to your summer dress, and it's long enough you could wrap it around twice, although I'm not sure you would need to, but you could, and it lays nice around your neck. So that is the Botanical Cowl. And what else was I going to show you? I think the Hazel Wrap. Hazel Wrap. Hazel Wrap. Where is the Hazel Wrap? Oh, was that what I was wearing? Help me out, Mary Ann. Hazel Wrap. Hazel Wrap. I don't think I know what the Hazel Wrap is. Oh, it's on the other yarn. Sorry about that. Okay, so those are all the Zooey samples that we have. Can you guys tell I wasn't super prepared for this, but I wanted to make sure we met you guys at Fiber at 4, so I'm doing my best here.
All good.
All good. All right. So Zooey here at Longmont Yarn Shop. I didn't give you any of the specs. These are abundant skeins, 284 yards, 100 grams. Again, it's listed as a 2 or a sport, but we have been finding it used most appropriately as a DK weight yarn. Lots of great colors. All right, Solstice. This is a yarn that's here last summer, back again this summer.
You're doing great.
Oh, Gloria. Oh, I hope Gracie's there. Give her a hug from me. She's always there. So Summer Solstice is a nice yarn. It has a little bit of a sheen, and I think that's because of the viscose and polyester in it, versus the Zoe is a very flat, kind of nubbly yarn. So Summer Solstice is 48% linen, 24% cotton, 24% viscose, and 4% polyester. And we have a few colors. This will make you hungry if you're looking for an afternoon snack. Strawberries and cream. This one is Bonfire. The next one, which is a brand new color this year, Sunset. The next one below is called High Tide. This nice blue. Blue is one of my favorite colors. This kind of tan with some blue flecks is called Midsummer. And the next one at the bottom is called Baby's Breath. I thought that was a sweet name. So it's not a flat color. It's got like a tweed actually going on with the Summer Solstice. So what can you make? This is the Hazel Wrap that I was thinking was the Zooey. We've had this sample at the store for a long time. It is huge. Here we've got some lace panel going on, some cables, more lace. This is a big wrap. It has a nice little lace edge at the bottom. This would be something you could wrap around yourself while you're watching the fireworks at Sunset Golf Course, and you would stay warm and keep the mosquitoes off. But it would take you a little bit of time to knit this. That's the Hazel Wrap. This is part of the trunk show that we received from Juniper, Moon, and Knitting Fever. This is a really cute little top. This is the Gianna top, Gianna top. This is a Melissa Leitman design, and it's done with 2 colors of Summer Solstice. It's got a nice little detail on the neckline and the edges, and then some lace yarn over knit 2 together patterning along the bottom. So super cute. One of the things that's so great about linen, especially in the summer, you knit with it, you wear it, and you throw it in the wash and wash it and pull it out, and you can iron it. I mean, it's just such a friendly fiber for summertime. I can't tell you how much I like wearing and working with linen. All right, Kagagori. I wasn't going to do this one, but then I decided, we've got this trunk show in from Knitting Fever, so I should do it. So here's a couple of the garments that you can make with Kagagori. This is a cotton silk, I'll read you the full details, yarn from Nora. So this is from Nora Magazine, issue 18. This is the Pacifica Poncho. This is Kagagori color number 13. And guess what? We have color number 13 here at Longmont Yarn Shop. So this is a lovely crocheted piece that's more of a poncho than anything. It's got a nice drape. It's soft. It's really pretty. Then, what else can you do with Kagagori? This is quite an interesting piece. This is a triangle shawl with a few color variations. Not sure the construction, but my guess would be you start at the narrow part and get bigger. So first we've got some leaf patterning going on, change in color, and then a textured kind of wavy stitch. Actually, this shawl is pretty on both sides. I'm not sure what the right side is and the wrong side, but it's pretty on both sides. Then you go down and you've got some textured stitches with a new color, some more texture, some ribbing, some more of the leaf pattern melting into it, and then some lace on the edge.
What's that one called?
This one is called Shifting Sands Wrap. You know why you don't know? Because I hadn't told you yet. It's a secret. Yep. So Shifting Sands Wrap. So how would I wear this? Not like I wear everything. Kind of like a bib. Something like this. I like it. Feels good. So let's talk about Kagagori. I told you it's from Nora. It is 200 grams, 50% cotton, 30% silk, 10% viscose, 10% polyamide. Kagagori is a Japanese shaved ice dessert. So this is a little bit different than most of the Nora yarns that we see, because can anybody guess what's different about this Nora versus all the other Noras we tend to bump into in the world? What's people's guesses out there? How is this different? What doesn't it have? Has anybody said long color changes? Mary Ann's over there nodding. So long color changes and lots of colors changes happening is what I think of when I see Nora. This is actually kind of a tweed pattern. There's a lot of color, but it's everywhere. It's like confetti, I guess I would describe it like that. So this is color 13, which I told you about. We also have in the store color 9, which is a very cheerful, summery aqua with flecks of orange and yellow and white and pink. Then we have, of course, Christiana buys the yarn here, right? I just give her the checkbook or the credit card and I say, stay in budget, go shopping. So this is color 6, and I know that she loves this color. This is Kagagori number 6 with purple for Christiana. And then this last one, really wild, I think. This color that's like a dark gray tealy with flecks of pink, and it looks like a highlighter pen exploded on the yarn with all the different bright shades. So this is color 7.
Nancy loves the Nora.
Nancy loves the Nora. I love the Nora too. I haven't worked with this, but it reminds me a lot of the Geshi. But I think Geshi is just silk and cotton, as I remember. I made the night shift using Geshi when the pandemic started. Gosh, talk about that. This is like a milestone. This is 2 years ago today. I would have been in the store all by myself because we were shut down, and it would have been crickets outside, and people like Nancy would have shown up every day at Fiber at 1 o'clock daily live. But we've come a long way, so that's the good news. So now you've seen Kagagori. I hope it's been interesting. And the Kagagori is tangled up in my world. Oh my gosh. This is a, what do they call it when you have a wardrobe malfunction? Okay, Kagagori. Next, I'm going to show you the Nora Shawl. These kits are here in the store. They have 5 skeins of Cumulus. Cumulus is a Maki cotton, M-A-K-I cotton, with a little bit of nylon to keep it stabilized. This is a combination of Cumulus dappled, which is like sprinkling in color, and a Cumulus solid to make this really pretty, textured, cheerful, lots of seed stitch, some slip stitch patterning for the Nora Shawl. So you can tell I wear my shawls all the same way. I don't do well wearing them over my back the other way. It just doesn't feel right. So I wear them as a bib, I guess. But this is Nora Shawl. These are the colors Mai Tai and Bing Cherry, which are what is shown in this sample. And I guess what I'd say about this yarn is super soft. It's an Aran weight yarn, easy to work with. And if you haven't worked with Cumulus, I'd suggest people come in here and they like to, I should have gotten my weaving sample. I've woven with Cumulus. It makes for a really cheerful, great scarf. I've knitted with Cumulus, and it's really nice for like baby blankets and soft garments. So that's what you can do with Cumulus in addition to this Nora Shawl. Now, spring. I love spring. And I was talking to my friend Claudia, about how much we love Arn and Carlos. And Christiana actually had this book on the list of things to cover today. Arn and Carlos' favorite designs. And I noticed they're planning their cruise. They've got 3 things planned. They've got a cruise the end of May that I really want to go on, but it's not going to work. And they have another cruise in September. I don't think that'll work either. That's okay. But they're going up the coast, which is fun. And they're also going to Italy. So here's our Arn and Carlos. And what they have is the Primrose Throw, which looks like this. So I am not like the most nimble crocheter, but I want to make that Primrose Throw. So you can too. Maybe we should do it as a knit along or a crochet along. You guys tell me. So I got this far. They have pictorial. Actually, yeah, pass up or open up the book and show everybody how there's like a roadmap on the next page. They have crochet charts.
Oh wow, these?
Yep. So I could probably follow that roadmap. What do you guys think? So that's the roadmap, and this is how far I've gotten, learning the center, the outside, and I'm not quite sure how to do the 3rd round. So I have 2 of these, and I'm going to have Christiana or someone show me how to do the 3rd round and join them together. So that's my goal. I'm going to make one of these. So right now I'm using Vintage DK. The colors I've got in my palette are these guys. Vintage DK, as you guys know, is a very well manufactured, mostly acrylic, 52% acrylic, 40% wool, and 8% nylon. It's working up great in my sample. It's what Cami used to make the banner for the front of the store. It's what we're using to make crocheted flowers for our garland in the window. So this would be great to work with, and then also great to wander.
And Cindy says do a crochet along on Zoom.
Do a crochet along on Zoom? Okay. Well, I won't be leading it, but I could be in the front row. So I also think Ultra Wool would be awesome. Ultra Wool DK. So here are some colors of Ultra Wool DK. Again, I don't have color names, but I thought these colors would be super cheerful and super fun as a starting point for this project. So a nice green. This is a little heathery, although to tell you the truth, if I did use this, I'd probably ask Christiana to order me something a little more, not heathered. I don't think heathered works with this, but I think we definitely need a green. And if I look at the book, I mean, I just see these guys and go, oh my gosh, I want to go travel with you. We were supposed to 2 years ago. Didn't quite work. So let's see, there is like a couple rules for this. One is, let's see. The only rule, so we crocheted masses of little flowers and then crocheted them together for a large throw. The only rule was that the same 2 colors never meet. This is a project for anyone with plenty of time and patience. This might not be the right project for me. I don't really have either right now, but I could work on it. So you do 4 rounds, and they call these little connectors mouse teeth, these places where they join the crocheted stars or flowers. So that's on my list. Oh, this is a great close-up of what they look like. And see that purple part? I need somebody to teach me how to do that. So these are on the Fiber at 4, and I think we usually put a link of the Fiber at 4 landing page if you're curious about the things we've covered today. Might not be 100% accurate, but it's close, and you can always message us if there's something you didn't see in here that you wanted to. The last thing I want to let you know is that we have 2 yarn tastings coming up this week. One on Thursday from 6 to 7:30, and another one on Saturday morning at 9. We'll have light refreshments for both of those. They'll be in store. The fee is $10. That $10 can be used towards purchasing yarn that's featured at the yarn tasting. They're all spring yarns. So you'd want to bring your hooks and your needles that you want to practice with. The list of the different yarns that we're going over, because we have so many spring yarns, is a little variable than what we covered tonight. But honestly, we'll take care of you. You can try anything. And if you buy your yarn during the yarn tasting, or for, I think we set it for at least 24 hours after the yarn tasting, you can get 10% off of your yarn purchase of the yarns we try. So this is Vibrate 4 today, the first day of spring, March 20th, 2022. I hope that we covered some things that were interesting to you. I thank you for showing up. And Mary Ann, thank you for helping field the questions and knitting great samples. Cheryl, thanks for counting the cash drawer. And everybody, have a great weekend. Rest of your weekend. This is a weekend.
Before the snow hits.
Before the snow hits. All right, we'll see you next Sunday. Take care. Bye. Can you hit finish?